Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or whenever you're listening to this. This is episode 20, the best health investment you'll ever make. And I've got some really great tips for you here. You know, I've been running around or working with this hidden technology for decades now, or viewpoint for decades, but it's been out there, but nobody's listening to it. So I want to share with you some crucial tips around microcurrent. And today I'm going to feature actually the DENAS PCM 6 and the Vertebra SCENAR. Both of these are extraordinary units and are available and from Russia, and they just like boost your energy like phenomenally. They rejuvenate and they cure. I can't use the word cure because I'm not a medical guy, so scrap the word cure, but you know what I mean. They take care of, stuff that needs to be regenerated, and above all, because it's electricity, and because Tesla knew about this, Nikolai Tesla knew about this, and because it's electricity, it boosts your energy. So let's dig in here and see how we can, see if I can keep this working here. Oh, it's just such a handful, all of this. Anyway, so slide one. I think when we're younger, we don't really realize, well, unless we get sick, and a lot of kids are sick now. But, growing up when I was younger, we didn't really realize how important health was because we're reasonably healthy. Unless you had like a major accident or stuff that went on, and etc., etc. And kind of that happened to me when this wall fell on my neck, and which led me on this path, which led me to this whole discovery and this whole basically using these technologies and really working it to actually cure my back stuff. As far as I'm concerned, it's totally cured. I can pull on stuff, it's like I can do that stuff. So, what you really want, though, is in your golden age, right, is to be able to be really healthy. So if you're coming up for retirement, or if you are retired, this is for you. And it's ways, even if you're not, if you're in your 40s and you're 6 and you're in your 30s and you're sick, this is a way to get beyond that in a way that is totally unique, totally powerful, and totally authenticated for decades in terms of like what it does and how it does it, and the results that you can get. Decades, I say, guys. Decades this stuff has been out there, but it's all got convoluted and blah, 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 blah by the system. Talked about that more on other shows. So, let's see, let's move on here. And the thing here is really interesting. I'm talking about this one. Now, here's a shocking statistic I saw on Amazon. 84% of all these scanners, these devices, buyers put it on the shelf in less than 1 month. Why is that? Well, I had actually a long conversation backwards and forwards this week with a lady who had done just that. It's kind of like this, and I have it too. It's a kind of like this arrogance that we have that I can do it. I know how to do it. But I tell you, when you're trying to work on some of the stuff that we can work on here, and let's take a little glimpse at that for a moment. I'm just going to switch out, hopefully, to this slide. Let's see. Let's make this go full screen. And this is a page of my site, wellness, ebodyfusion.com. And this is the results of the scanner clinical trials that were done in the 1980s on 18,255 people. And they got an average cure rate of 88.5% across all of these disease groups. So let's take a look down there very briefly. I don't want to spend more time on this because you can go to the site and grab this and take a look yourself. But I just want to go down here. Whoops, that's not the one. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, here we go. Diseases of the circulatory system. Blah, 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 blah. 72%, 93.37% improved, right? 72% cure rate. Now, this is heart attacks and all sorts of stuff. Diseases of the digestive system, another 88.12%, very, very, really high on the digestive systems. Diseases of the ear, diseases of the musculoskeletal, up in the 90% on these, but actually we're kind of like, I've got it higher than this now, I think, on the average, way higher. because of some of the extra stuff that we do in the extra trainings and the coaching that I do. It really is about working these systems long term. The reason why they end up on the shelf is because people don't use them enough, and you know, you've got to make a whole pattern change and a whole lifestyle change in order to really embrace anything. And this is what I really want you to invest in, is your health. Urological disease, genital. Urogenital diseases, male, you know, 87%, 70%, you know, high, and all of these different things here. Now, this is huge, right, for people that are sick. And the reason why it's so big is because it works. And the reason why it works is because our bodies are lower on energy. We're tired, etc. So, you know, stay with me on this, because it's really important that you get that there is this potential for humanity out there. And that's why I call this, you know, basically changing the face of medicine. That's my big purpose here, my main goal. So this is for you if you're still feeling tired, and let's get that other, where did it go? Don't want to lose that one. It must be up here. Yeah, do you still feel tired even after a good night's sleep? And you know, like I've been saying on other shows, you know, it's, oh yeah, I'm going to show off my t-shirt here. Hawaii Senior, third ukulele festival. And we played actually last week live, and we played a couple of songs. Oh my God, it was such a rush. And as is all performance, about, you know, maybe 1,000 people there. And so the group that I've been studying with or learning from, it's been just absolutely phenomenal. What I've learned, and you know, the ukulele is actually helping me to do brain stuff that I never knew I had going for me. But you know, that's why I'm putting the plug here for the, you know, seniors in doing stuff, right? And actually, I won one of the prizes that day as well. So it was like, thank you, universe. I really appreciate that beautiful koa ukulele that these guys made for the show and for the stuff, and I won it. Duh. I don't think I've really won that much in my life before like that, and it was like really, really grateful. So this is for you if you're feeling tired in the mornings and even after good night's sleep. And that's the sunrise. Really critical rays come from the sun, which do stuff with the eyeballs and turn on the melatonin production during the day, and etc., etc. So you need these you need these natural things. Now, what they all do is, like, when I got really sick last year, I was really, really sick. Major shingles for like 3 months, went down to 128 pounds. Nasty. Now I'm back. I'm running 8 miles once a week. I'm running 4 miles, 2 to 4 miles, but 4 miles most days. I'm back into sort of my yoga and stuff like that. But really, what's made the huge difference is this, and this sludge, and green smoothie. We've actually upped and changed the dosage on the mixture a little bit, and I'll share that with you in a moment. So even if you're feeling tired after a good night's sleep, this is for you. And even if you have cravings that sabotage you from making healthy decisions, we all have them. I have them, you have them, we all have them. But it's like incrementally changing things around. In this case, for us, it's been making half of that, yeah, 1/2 of this coconut, or this half of coconut gets ground up into here, and that's how we drink it. So it's got green lettuce from the garden, lemon juice, what else we got in there? Avocado in there. Thank you, B, for the avocados. She gave us a whole box of avocados the other day. And avocado in there. It's all blended together and makes this really live. Oh, and I think there's spirulina in there as well, chlorella. And so, you know, make those healthy decisions, keep up with it, and things are magically changing. So if you've got pills, supplements, and, you know, it's you know, these, okay. I do Ashtanga yoga, right? And I'm getting back into the yoga practice. In fact, that's me practicing floating in the air there. No, just kidding. It's a jump back. But that exercise routine for me really changed my life. Getting into a steady exercise. I couldn't run at that time. I had too much asthma. And At that time, well, this is 20 years ago when I started. Basically 20, yeah, getting on that way. 20 years ago when I started with Ashtanga yoga. And I know it's really brutal and it's really tough, and it's really one of the only disciplines, external disciplines, that I've really embraced in my life. And it changed my life. It actually changed my back. And more importantly, now I can pull out stuff out of the garden, do major stuff in the garden without it bothering me. So it's possible to do that. So it's not just about the daily greens, alkalinity, and the natural energy boost. Sure, they're all important. But what I really, really, really want you to understand is that electricity is the way. You know, electricity is the motion. And so, you know, all of those things that we've been doing, right, that haven't been working. I had this one lady, and she says, "Oh, I've been doing," and this is like a long email. And literally, I had to make some time in my day to read through it all. And in it, it's like, it's so obvious to me, you know, people get caught in this trap of, you know, doing all this research, or embracing some program and not really doing the work. And it's all that mental game. It's all that mental attitude. You know, you've got to get the mindset right. And so that's why I published the Wellness Ninja Manifesto this year. And here it is. You can download it. It's gone blue. And must be all the blue I got. Oh, I really messed up the background there. And so, you know, this was actually January the 13th. We had this ballistic missile thing coming in on Hawaii. And a lot of people got really just freaked out by it. Thank you for the help there, Lindy. I was looking for the word there. Lindy's like keeping notes on everything that I do, and we make timestamps, and so that you can really digest this information later on. And thank you, Lindy, for doing that. It's awesome. And so this, you know, you do not know, like in the end of, like in the song, and the darkness can come quick, right? That's what this is about. And so there's no time like now time to get on with this and get things going. So it's time to break that cycle. So Lee came in on the training, and he said he talked about this, and there's a video that you can catch on this. But the Skype session with Benedict was able to tell that he wasn't a scam. So actually, then he bought, and then he came in, and then he resolved the major degenerative neck issue that he had in a few weeks, right? Unbelievably quick, especially when you have somebody to coach you with it. And, you know, it's a small price compared to what the price is that's associated with disease and not having the lifestyle, not being healthy, and actually being in an environment that's not healthy. You know, Wi-Fi, being in a big city, there's Wi-Fi everywhere. And with 5G coming out now, it's going to fry the skin even more because it creates electrical charges over it. And it disrupts all of the meridian system in the body. And it, more specifically, it really messes up the mitochondria. And so that the mitochondria can't function properly and digest the food properly, which is the end result, what's happening in the ATP cycle in the mitochondria. So definitely we're not a scam. I mean, this has been around for decades, as I showed you earlier on. But the way that you apply it is very, very important. So my intention for you is that you look outside the box, your comfort zone. I think most people, especially as we're getting older, we're kind of like comfort. We've got like our children, we've got our grandchildren, we've got, oh, well, it's all done, you know. And you can discover how your life can become when you have me as a health coach to achieve peak performance for life, achieve peak health. And optimize your health for life and and for living too, right? And so it's about recreating your life by optimizing your vitality, your strength, and your health. And I'm going to show you exactly what that is. And this, of course, is a sunset, which is the other end of that circadian rhythm, right? Where the eyes now turn off the melatonin production that's been going on during the day, and turn on the release of the melatonin so that you sleep better at night. And if you have the blue screens from your cell phone right in front of you, and it's like blah, blah, blah. I mean, the other night I was like working late, getting ready for the show, and it was like I had I had the screensaver on the computer and I turned it off because I wanted to get the colors right for the slides and everything else. And I was up to like 12:30, 1 o'clock going like, oh, I'm not usually this awake. And it was because of the white light or the high blue light that comes off the screens. So let's have a look at this. We're going to dig in here now. I don't want you to think of, this is what we got to get out of the way of thinking. Relying on the medical system that's not bust, it's corrupt, right? It's not broken, it's corrupted, right? And we're going to have a testimonial from Ray later on, in which he just repeats that exactly. So, and it's also about the resource management. So out of the Wellness Ninja Manifesto here, which you can't see, but you see up on the screen there, and you can download. You know, I want you to see your health as an investment vehicle, right? Just as you would if you were investing in stock, just as you would if you're investing with your children, spending time with your children, or teaching somebody to do something, or work, or whatever it is. If you have a business, it's about investing that time in order to get that business to run smoothly. It's about getting the time in order to have that relationship with your child or your grandchild. It's about spending the time, right? So this is the thing. We've only got so many hours in the day. You've only got so many full moons cycling through our lifetime. We've only got so many sunrises and sunsets. And when you start to break it down like that, and you go like, oh my God, this is an opportunity. But if we're caught up in the old values, you know, yeah, well, my mom died of blah, blah, blah. Well, my dad died early because he was alcoholic. You know, if you're caught up in all of those stories, and this is what you've got to, and this is what you really need to differentiate. Are you caught up in your stories, or are you caught up and aligned to your vision? Right? Totally different thing. One is all past related, and the other one's all future related. And we are manifesting animals. We're manifesting beasts. And, you know, we can manifest anything we want, right? But only if you focus on it. So, and we talked about the 8 key assets to your health in another episode. I forget which one it was, but on page 81 you can follow that in the manifesto. So today I want to really specialize and help you to understand the difference between the PCM6, which is a handheld unit, and actually I don't have the vertebra in front of me. I meant to bring that over, but anyway, and the vertebra there. Now, one of the things that happened with the vertebra is that it completely obsoleted a very tricky protocol known as the free pathways, which is foundational to all of the systemic conditions or the treatment of, or whatever you want to call it, the firing up of the energy in the back, because you lie on that unit, firing up on the energy in your back so that all of the meridians, all of the back, all of the organs, all of the stomach, chest, heart, everything end up in the occipits up in here, which is those 2 guys up here. That's where your neck lies. Okay, that's where your neck lies. I think that's where the cursor is. And it's got this handy little thing. So let's take a look at these in a little more detail. So the PCM6 has so many frequencies and so much on it that it's actually really interesting. Let me see if I can move myself out of the way so that you can see it. Yeah, there we go. And on the other side, I've got to show myself how I see, yeah. And it's got all of these frequencies on it. Now, I don't know if I can zoom in. Let me see if I can. Nope. It doesn't look like I can. But let me just go over this very briefly because it's kind of complicated and there's a ton of functions in this, making this PCM6 into one of the, if not the best scanner out there for you because it's simple to use. So it has programs for allergy, dystonia, hyptonia, abdominal pain, colds, joints, etc. So there's actually 24 programs that are preset in here. Bloating, hypertension, diarrhea, blah, 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 blah. And then it has all of these different frequencies, ultra low frequencies, which are down in this region. 10 hertz, 20 hertz, blah, 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 presets. Then it has screening, which is down in here, and MED, which I'll explain in a moment. Then it has children's settings so that you can use it for kids. 3 years, 4 to 7, 7 to 12. And then, of course, it has the settings in the background. Now, of course, when you come into the training with me, all of this is pre-done for you in terms of like videos and explanation on it. But this is unique with these presets. No other scanner type device has these preset situations. So it makes it kind of like easier to apply, but only if you really know what you're doing. Because to get beyond the belief that you can take care of major stuff like you saw in the clinical trials earlier on that I showed you the slides from. Let me just show you that for a moment again. This one. You know, to get these sort of results, it takes a complete change in your mindset, right? And so that's what it really is about. It's about, you know, it's a lot of work, but it's so worth it to get off the sugars, to get into the exercise, to get good proteins, to reduce your meat intake, you know, to increase your live food intake. All of those things that are crucial. In actual fact, it's kind of interesting. I think it's almost a year ago that we started doing these green smoothies. Is that correct? Almost a year ago we started doing it. That is one thing that's made a big difference. That's my main, almost my main meal of the day. Well, certainly in the beginning of the day. I have it around 10 o'clock. I fast. I'm fasting now for, no, usually for about 16, sometimes 18 hours each day. And it's been a gradual process. But let's get on with this and how we manage it with the training, right? And otherwise this show's going to go on forever, and you're going to go like, whoa, wait. So let's move into the PCM6. I'm going to start with a testimonial from Ray here, and then we'll dig deeper down into the training and how we handle that for the PCM. So here we go.
When I went to see my physician, all they do is they push pills, and they have very little sympathy. And in fact, I'm changing physicians because it got to the point that I felt like a lab specimen. Anyway, that shifted me more toward self-help and other resources. And yeah, that further caused me to investigate the DENAS, because I see that while the literature and your videos talked about all its benefits, I was unsure, you know, because
how can it be?
How can it be? Yeah, no one else that has one. Okay, so if someone else, usually my learning modalities is to check in with someone that has an experience and see how they're doing, but I wasn't able to do that, so I reached out on a limb and I invested in it, okay? And at this point, I'm really happy. It's one of my best decisions I've made, together with the fact that now when I walk, I don't have any pain. I can go as fast as I want, you know, and it's like when I was younger, you know, I just, you know, I go as long as I want, you know, and those two things, I would say, have made the whole thing worthwhile. Even if I don't learn anything else or apply anything, that is it. You know, that was money well spent.
So let's take a look at what Ray did and how we do this. Let's see if I can get this thing down here. Yeah, there we go. I've got me up. Now, here we go. Here we go. Let's take rid of that image off there so that's not up. Boy, it's so cool. Oh, that's not it. It must be one of these up here. Let's take that off. Let's take that off. Now, here's a page, a pricing table, and I'm just going to quickly go down through this because there's a lot to it, and we can study this later. But in the bronze, I have bronze, silver, gold, and down here a platinum training. That's for training the coaches. The bronze is the entry level, which is the DENAS PCM 6. It could be for any scanner, but actually for any scanner you need to be in the gold, because we're really focusing on the 24 programs that we looked in that. So when you get that package with me, we have a ton of videos explaining how to do it, and then videos are built. I've made videos for each one of the allergy program, the pain program. Each one of these I've made, or most of these I've made a video for. There's no Facebook support in this. I do have a 24/7 Facebook support option in the gold, and there's no weekly strategies. This is basically what I call a loner program. You know, it's a self-study, and the price includes the DENAS PCM 6. So you get a bonus strategy session with me at, and this is a one-on-one at week 4. You need to fill out the weekly assessments to qualify for that, but that way you get, you know, that strategy session is, you know, alone is worth $300. I charge $300 an hour for consults, and you can upgrade to the gold if you need to. Now, the Vertebra, which we were looking at, is $24.97. And it has videos with it. Now, the Vertebra is way easier to use because it does all the work. So let's quickly take a look at what I mean by that. And over here, yeah, we were looking. Let's go. Excuse me, I don't know how that one came up. Where am I that that's come up? Okay. Turn that one off. Bam. Okay, let's get Diane's. Oh, I'll get to Diane in a moment, right? I wanted to show you. Gosh, I forget where I gone. I got so lost in this. So let's go back to the Diane's testimonial and
it's like owning your own masseuse that you can use anytime you want. And I've noticed that since I've gotten it, I haven't had these tight muscles. You know, I used to want to go to get a massage and it feels so good, and I don't get that same sensation anymore because I get so much relief from my back and my muscles that I don't even enjoy really the massage thing that I used to. You know, it was a lot of pain that was releasing when you got a massage, and I don't have it, and I don't enjoy it in the same way as I used to because I just don't need it. So right. You know, it's easy to have the motivation to do this because it is just such a good feeling, such a, you know, your muscles are such a nice place. And you know, I used to be like this, you know, time because of tightness. I don't do that anymore, and I don't feel it, even though, you know, sometimes I do wake up and I can use the Vertebra, and now I'm fine. So yeah, personally, it's fantastic. Thank you for getting me going and started and on a path that this has been a very useful endeavor. It's just not something I bought. It's something I use, and I'm glad I got, and I would get it again. You know, although I got it specifically for my daughter, and I haven't been able to use it on her as much as I'd like, but that will come. I'm so completely glad, you know, thankful that I have it, and grateful for all it's done. I'd get it again.
Yeah, thank you, Diane, and that's so true for all of us. The Vertebra is really interesting. Let's get back to me. There we go. The Vertebra, the Vertebra is really, really extraordinary in the terms of the way that it relaxes you. And let me show you this quick video here. Turn off there. Okay, this is how it works. And I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but it's kind of interesting. What's happening, and let's take that one off. Let's move that one out of the way. Right. So what happens is that these electrodes are fired sequentially in order to bring different frequencies and patterns into the body. And actually there are 4 programs that are available, or actually 5 programs that are built into the controller of the PCM, of the DENAS, excuse me, of the vertebra here. I'm all over the place. Technically challenged. And so this sequentially fires up and down your back. It's kind of like you can just feel the tingles coming in, and it's like a massage going up and down your back. That's what Diane's referring to there. And you know, it's you get on there and you kind of like get level in it, you get organized on there, and then you turn the power on, and then this sequence starts. Now it's not just this one pattern. There are many, there are 5, no, actually many different patterns that are sequenced through those electrodes. So we have like these electrodes which are with that little gap there. That gap there is crucial between the between the plus and the minus on the electrodes, and that's what makes SCENAR so unique, is because it has that. So let's go back. Yeah, that's pretty. I like that view there, because it tells you, you know, it gives you an idea of what's happening with that waveform. So let's go back to this one, and we're not on that slide anymore, are we? On this one, right? So here we go. So let's get rid of that. There we go. So this is I call the mother of all microcurrent therapy devices, with these 48 electrodes. It is phenomenal what this does, and it simplifies what was going on before. And so we have in the gold training, we have, and we'll look at that again in a moment, in the gold training we have like what I call Ninja 1, 2, and what was Ninja 3, which is now the vertebra. The Ninja 1 is done during the first month usually, and the Ninja 2 is the second month. And practicing those, like any ninja practice, it takes a while. It takes a long while to really perfect it. And we go deeper than anybody else in terms of like the results that we can get. Simply because I've really pushed the limits of all of this stuff over the years, because I was a racing driver, rally driver, and I like pushing limits. Actually, I'm testing out an orgone device right now, and they say you should have 20-minute sessions in there, and I've been running 6-hour sessions in there when I sleep with it. And it's been kind of interesting, but that's for another show, using orgone energy. And so this is, you know, ideal, like for individuals like Lindy here. She's most days, if not most days, like 6 days out of the week, she's on there every evening for her massage. And occasionally I'm using it now, not so much anymore. I'm more focused on the actual exercise and the physical stuff, but that's how it does. So I want to show you this page now. If I can get rid of the other one. Bam. Not. Ah, I see. I've got the wrong link in there. Let me just modify that link. That's what it is. That should load up in a moment. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to go through here just one by one, and whoops, and really focus on the vertebra for a moment. So there's the vertebra. What you get is the silver, what I'm calling is the silver self-study training for the vertebra device with the 48 electrodes. And the price includes the vertebra in version 2, the shipping and the 30-day training membership access. And in there you get these videos and orientation. And again, a bonus strategy session at week 4. So, you know, this is, if you think about it, if you had if you have any back problems, if you have any organ problems, I can't say it cures it because I'm not a medical doctor, but you look at those statistics that they got in the 80s with handheld devices with one electrode on them. Imagine what it can do with 48 electrodes, right? So that's and you can buy it straight away, or if you want to schedule a call and with one of us and take the call, we can do that too. In fact, I suggest you do. I would rather talk with somebody than they're jumping into a $2,500 purchase or any of these purchases, simply because, you know, if you're going to be coming into especially the coaching, the gold program with me, I would like to have a relationship with you before you jump in there, and I'm sure you would too. So getting to the gold training, which is for the handheld, actually any handheld scanner at the gold level, and the DENAS, I mean the Vertebra. So it's for both of these. So these programs, the gold starts at $29.97 without the Vertebra 2, and I have a package price if you're going to buy these together. Save quite a bit actually. The gold group coaching is for the handheld PCM 6 or for any scanner, ENART, LET, or Vasia device, and includes the advanced vertebra coaching when bought as a package. The group coaching gives you access to my weekly health strategy sessions. So what we do there, over the years, it became really apparent what was working in terms of like asking questions and what were crucial questions to ask and in terms. So I developed this appraisal system, which is more sophisticated than the one that we have for the free assessment that we have on the site, and do grab your free assessment. And it's got all of the bronze and silver modules that we saw, well, don't do that one, that we saw up here. This is for the DENAS PCM 6. It's got all of those programs. Plus it's got these ones. It's got all of these videos, all of this training. And now we're getting into the training modules that you also get here. We've got a whole bunch in there. Application theory, the symmetries mind map. Symmetries are where, the reason why this electrical medicine works so well is because we can diagnose where the electrical energy is low in the body and, quote, treat it. I can't say treat because I'm not a doctor. And but that's what the thing does. So you switch it from one mode to the other and it automatically boosts that energy, just like charging up a AA battery or the battery on your cell phone when it goes flat. You know, that's what happens to the body. That energy gets low. So we've got application techniques, energizing the whole body, which of course the vertebra does get into the main back and the spine, which is the main bus, and up into the brainstem with these electrodes up here. So you've got a big wide coverage. But back in 2007, I did some videos down by the ocean here in Hawaii, and brushing videos, and it was quite amazing what we got just by brushing the whole body down. And actually, I brushed my body down this morning because it feels so good. No, it was before my run last night because it feels so good. We've got this application theory, the #1 rule. It's the one that you really need to get. And this isn't the #1 rule, but one thing, if you're going to get one of these devices, one of the things that happens is that if you got the power turned up too high, it can shock you, all right? And I don't want that to happen to you. So start with the power levels low. Understand that there's way more sensory receptors on the skin here than there are on the face, and the lips are far more sensitive, so the power levels will vary for that, etc. So that's what we'll go in and talking about that. We've got a small cosmetology module in there, how to use the ultra low frequencies, which we looked at earlier, and it's a comprehensive 3-month deal, right? It's group coaching, one-on-one, and which is actually included, and you can upgrade to the platinum too. So in the platinum level, let's talk again. This is for people who want to become, you know, VIP people who want to master my strategies to quickly deliver more energy, optimize health and longevity. without drugs, supplements, and feel it could also be a good fit for you to coach it to others. So that's like actually a year-long package. We will talk about that and see if, if we're a good fit for that. So that's what I had to share today. There was one other thing which I can't remember what it was. I'm going to ask my Lindy here what it was that I meant to mention. There's one other thing I know. It's, you can buy it from me and get this training, right? Or you can go to eBay and you can get the training, and then you get no training. You get the best price. However, if you don't see your health as being the best investment, guess what? It's not going to work for you, right? And that's what I really want to focus on, those people that really, really are motivated. And hopefully, you're not too sick, but hopefully, and if that's the case, we can take care of that probably too. But I really want to work with people that are more motivated, and you need the training. Because like I was showing you, like Dr. Tom, 84% of the people that buy them from Amazon, it's a great place to have those devices, but they don't come in with any training. And I can assure you, nobody understands this work like I do, at the depth that I do. And so that's what I bring for the table for you. And though it may seem impossible to believe that a non-medical guy working with this stuff is, calling himself a world expert in microcurrent. Yeah, that's the reason why, is because before I was even a development engineer for General Electric, I was taking stuff apart as a kid and putting stuff together and really refining systems as a kid forever. And that's what I do. That's what I'm great at. And that's what I'm great at when I coach you too. So I invite you here to, change your face of medicine, right? Change the face of medicine, and bring it to another level of how you can work with stuff. And so let's switch to this one a moment here. Just a little summary here. There's been actually 4 generations or iterations of the training that I've put together over the last decade. And this one, the 4th generation, is the cream of them all. The first levels are the bronze and the silver self-study. I call it the loner, right? But for people who really want to do it alone. But I tell you, you've got to do a whole mindset thing to get real benefits out of it. Then we have the mastermind, which is the gold group coaching. And then we have the mentoring, which is the platinum, which is for training coaches. So if any of this is for you, please get hold of me, and I hope this has helped you understand what we deliver. And I have one more testimony that Lindy is suggesting I put up here, which I didn't actually grab. So let me see if I can quickly grab that and one moment. Let's see if I can quickly grab this. Okay, I want to add a source, add a media, add this. Yeah, let's play this. I think it might play right away. Hopefully this is going to work. This is from Mark Rose, and he came into the PCM 6 training. Actually, it was a 5 training back then. A few years back, he had major chronic back and neck injuries, kind of like I did. And listen to what he has to say. Let's see.
Okay. I would say anybody coming into this training, expect something extraordinary to happen. That was my experience. I'd had pain in my neck and upper back for decades that I really couldn't get rid of, going to the chiropractor on a weekly basis, massage therapist every 2 weeks. Give some relief, but never a complete relief. And with this, after treating that, I would say it was 2 to 3 months, but it was a very chronic problem. But it's all but gone now. Possibilities for this therapy are unlimited, and I would encourage anybody to experiment with it.
Hey, Mark, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. And yes, you know, you've really got to, that's what made the difference for Mark. Mark wouldn't have had this result if he hadn't been in that training with me. I think that was the third iteration of the training that we did with him. And so just be aware of this. You know, if you really see your health as being an investment vehicle, right, then you would have no problems coming into the training with me. But until you've really moved through basically, you know, self-worth issues, that's always a big one, right? Until you've moved through those self-worth issues, and let me just move this down here and myself back on screen. Yeah, until you've moved through those self-worth issues, it's difficult to, you know, get results. And it's difficult to even appraise, you know, why I would want to spend this sort of money. And because of the way the system's been set up, it's been set up so that, oh, you get medical, right? The worst medical in the planet, basically. You know, but yet we think we're going to get medical, you know, or we've got this retirement thing and we've budgeted stuff, but we really haven't put aside the resources and the time to optimize your health. You know, you're still around Wi-Fi. You're still, you know, whatever the habit is that's going on for you that's sabotaging your health. You know, you've got to move beyond that. And so let's finish out with Nothing More. Normally I've been playing these live on the show, but the sound from the ukulele is so poor, the pickup on it's so poor that I decided to pre-record this last night for you guys. And so let's finish up with that and move on. So just take a deep breath and imagine how your life could be.
It is in the giving of the peace in your mind, to a stranger, to a friend, to give in such a way that has no end. We are love, we are one, we are how we treat each other when the day is done. We are peace, we are war, we are how we treat each other and nothing more. To be bold, to be brave, it is the thinking that the heart can still be saved, and the darkness can come quick. The dangers in the anger, in the hanging on to it. We are love, we are one. We are how we treat each other when the day is done. We are peace, we are war. We are how we treat each other and nothing more. We are love, we are one. We are how we treat each other when the day is done. We are peace, we are war. We are how we treat each other, nothing each other and nothing more. We are how we treat each other and nothing.
Yeah, I love that song there. It's just so special. And let's see if I can get this thing all turned down here. So before we finish out here, I just wanted to update you on the fact that we've done lots of episodes. And here is, if I can get this one turned off. There we go. You know, so we're at episode 20, the best health investment you'll ever make. And we did the Changing the Face of Medicine last week, a couple of weeks ago, etc. So what I'm going to be doing now, from now on, is I'm going to be doing 2 shows a week, a month, excuse me, 2 shows a month, and I'm going to redo replays on the other weekends. So heads up on that for you guys. So let's just move over to the next. Oh, I hope this is the one. Oh my God. Excuse me, guys. I'm all thumbs. Yeah. So let's really focus on what I've been saying here. See your health as an investment. You need to spend time on it like you would a business, or like you do at work, or like you do with your children, or like you do with your husband or wife, or your friends. You need to spend time in order to create that relationship. The big issue really is with creating that relationship is that inner work that needs to be done too. So that inner work of seeing that you are worthy of investing that time and the resources to get healthy, and so that it doesn't become an expense that's actually gonna, if you go into the medical system, is designed to bankrupt you before you die. And what a system, what a world. Okay, I think we're gonna end out here. It's been a pleasure. Looking forward to the next episode with you guys, and if you have any questions, get hold of me, and then from there on, we'll take it and let's optimize your health and make it, like Ray and Diane and others, the best health investment you've ever made. Aloha from Hawaii. Bye bye for now.